Hey, what are you doing?
Hey, what are you doing?
I ask you first.
Oh, nothing much.
I knew that was coming. All right, so I don't know how to introduce what we're doing. Just we're having some fun, talking back and forth, and I thought I'd start the conversation tonight, Will, with conversation about the monkeys. Or so, have know anything about keeping up with
Hey, what do we do?
the
What are we doing?
43?
What are we doing first?
We're going to talk about the monkeys.
No, but what is this?
What do you mean? What is
Well,
it?
it's just like, what are we doing?
We're talking. We're just having a conversation.
Okay, cool.
So, 43 rhesus monkeys that escaped from a research facility in South Carolina. They have captured all but, I think the correct number is four.
A research?
Uh,
It was a research?
a research lab in South Carolina.
Okay.
Somebody left the door open on November the 6th, and 43 monkeys escaped. And they've just been
Wasn't,
hanging out in a tree uh, next to the facility or near the facility. They've been trapping them with humane traps when the monkeys are, and then when they get caught, they reward them with peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and Purina monkey food, Purina monkey bites. I think the guy that uh, I don't think that they even fired the guy that let the monkeys out.
what? Okay. I'm puzzled just a little bit. Monkey research. Let's start there.
Monkey.
Um, because 43 is an odd number of monkeys to have at a monkey
It's.
research center. So, are there more monkeys that we don't know
I'm,
about?
I'm sure that I'm sure there are monkeys there that didn't escape, but 43
Those
of them
monkeys are
did.
stupid.
What, for escaping?
Well, just monkey see, monkey do, and 43 monkeys participated in monkey see, monkey do. But like the monkeys that didn't participate don't get a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
That's correct. Well,
Well,
maybe they do. I don't know if they rewarded the ones that didn't leave with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. All of them.
they need to
The
come
good
out and
news is
say
that
they need to come out and say that the monkeys that didn't leave got a reward as well. Like
that's a great. I might make a phone call
to
and
who?
just
Who are you
see
gonna
if
call?
the research facility
No, you're not.
and just say, "Hey, heard you had a monkey problem.
Yeah,
Um,
I've had
my
one.
son
I've
had
had
a."
one for 24 years. Her name is Mary Beth. She's my daughter, and she's been a monkey problem for so many years. Uh,
And she didn't escape. Do I give her a peanut butter and jelly
do
sandwich?
I? Yeah. What do I do?
That's funny.
She recently got
That's
married,
funny.
and just to give advice to her husband, um, yeah,
When she doesn't go shopping,
yeah. Do we give her
peanut butter and
peanut
jelly
butter and jelly?
sandwich.
Yeah.
So what we really need to do is involve her in this escapade at some point in time.
Maybe.
I bet she doesn't. I bet she can't answer the questions either.
My question is, what kind of jelly do they use?
Hmm. I don't know. I'm banana.
Banana's not a jelly.
Yeah, I know. But if I mean,
Because, like, if they came out and said they use peanut butter and banana sandwiches,
you'd get it,
yeah,
but not peanut butter and jelly.
no, because monkeys are notoriously not like grape, you know, fans of grapes or big fans of strawberries. And there's a fruit that goes well with peanut butter on sandwiches. It's right there. Like we lured them back
That's correct.
into the research facility with peanut butter and
With
banana
butter
sandwiches.
and banana. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Speaking of bananas, um,
I didn't mean to do
did
that.
you
I'm so
see?
sorry. I did not mean to do that. I no.
Well, you did.
Yeah.
You did. So, did you see where the founder of the digital currency Tron purchased some banana I don't know if you call it art. They loosely, I guess,
I think it's
called
satire.
it.
I've seen this. We talked about this a little while ago when you gave me the rundown of everything we're going to talk about. Um, I've seen the story. I did not know he was a founder of a digital currency. I did not know the
Yeah,
currency was named after a horrible movie. Um,
which was named after a video game that was popular when I was a kid.
See, I've been floored twice. There were video games when you were a kid.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Pac Man, Miss Pac Man, Tron, Galaga, Frogger.
Wasn't it Galaga the guy that smashed pumpkins?
That was Gallagher. But yeah, we had video games way back then.
Okay,
Um, Maybe not when I was a kid, but by the time I
but
was
in
an
your early
early teen,
30s.
by the time I was an early teen,
Yeah,
uh, yeah. So the church that Dad pastored at Boaz, if we could get to the 7-Eleven through a guy's yard over to the main street, and we go through the yard, climb under his fence, and there on the back wall in his convenience store, there were four video games, um, and I would get disciplined several. I got disciplined several times for being late. After we'd ask for permission to run over to the store to get a Coke in a glass bottle. By the way, a 16-ounce Mountain Dew at the time. It came in a glass bottle. At any rate, yes, they had video games when I was a kid.
yeah.
Yeah,
And Tron was one of the popular games.
that's correct.
And now there's a digital currency,
Called
Tron.
Tron.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the founder of that currency purchased this banana art, for lack of a better way of describing it. It's a banana duct taped to the wall, and he ate it.
I've seen this story. He paid a
Six
ridiculous amount of
point
money.
one $6.1 million U.S. currency.
Goes to
I mean,
show how
I don't know
good the Tron is. He did not pay for it in Tron.
that that's correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He paid for it in dollars or the dollar equivalents. He may have paid for it in Tron. I don't know.
Probably not.
His
Yeah.
story didn't. Yeah. Well,
Um,
anyway,
so when you played video games as a child,
mm-hmm.
what was your favorite video game to play?
Galaga.
Why?
It's just the graphics on it were typically better than Miss Pac-Man or Pac-Man. The Tron required everybody wanted to play Tron but it required a different level of dexterity than I possessed, and I could go left and right and hit this fire button, and typically do pretty good. I'd get level 8 or 9 typically every time.
On Tron?
No, on Galaga.
Okay. Yeah.
Tron. You had to uh, work that maze and all that. I didn't like it. I wasn't. I wasn't very good at Tron.
Yeah. Okay. I hate that for you.
Well, I
I
don't
would
know
love
that
to
I'm
see you try to
smart.
play something like Guitar Hero.
Yeah, yeah, you would. That would be
The dexterity of Tron was too much. Let's play Guitar Hero. Yeah.
yeah. I could hit the fire button pretty
And move left and right.
left and right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. To level 8.
yeah. It's a level, it's a
There's
level
like
8.
how many? There's several levels of Galaga after level 8.
Probably 30 or 40.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have any idea. I never saw one beyond about level 8 or 9.
Yeah.
I mean, although at the local pizza establishment for a long time, I had the high score. Just saying.
Okay. at the local pizza establishment, and you refuse to say the name of the local pizza establishment just in case you still have the high score. That way, nobody will go
Well, it was. I rode up Highway 431 not too long ago, and
through your
Mater's has
neighbor's
long
front yard
since
um, to the local pizza
the neighbor of the
establishment.
church. And the reason that was funny was because the guy would always call, and we had pretty good youth and children's ministry at the time, so there would be, on a typical youth night when they ran the bus, but we ran buses on Sunday morning, and we'd have 150 kids, um, at church. But on Sunday night, Wednesday night, they only ran one bus, and it would typically be 45, 50 kids that would show up for youth type activities. And without fail, they would convince the bus driver to wait till they could run over to the 7-Eleven, load up on what was that bubble gum, came in a pouch, Big League Chew,
Yeah,
and and
I didn't realize
all
Big
those
League Chew
guys.
had come out in the '40s.
Well, that would have been early '80s, son,
Okay,
but
yeah, yeah.
late '70s, early '80s.
You
But
graduated
anyway,
in like '86, right?
'85, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. At
You
any
wouldn't have
rate,
been Boaz. You wouldn't have been in Boaz at that point.
till '83, yeah,
Okay.
we were in Boaz till '83.
Have you heard? Okay, so Boaz, it keeps coming up, and have you heard the sermon clip of the guy? And I think he's in Coleman, from Coleman, where he goes through and he goes about he's
All the
talking
different.
about like all of you people waiting on your Boaz, and you're waiting and you're looking in all the wrong places, and you
Yeah.
got like, and he like emphasizes the last two letters in Boaz's name, with your Boaz and like um, drunk ass and
Dog.
beating your ass and like all of those things. I mean, have you heard that? Like
Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
most
it's
outrageous
hilarious.
thing I've ever heard come from somebody in the pulpit ever.
And he doesn't miss a beat. I mean, he
No,
covers them all.
it's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
he covers all the asses.
would your dad have ever done anything like that?
No,
Because I know
no,
I've heard stories of
no.
him beating your ass when he came out of the pulpit because you were being a nuisance uh, as a preacher's kid, but
Yeah,
not ever to the point. And pardon me for taking that stretch there, but still,
and a nuisance I was. Lord, how in the world did they ever get me
yeah.
raised? Oh,
I don't know. Your mom was a saint. That's how that happened.
she still is. Yeah,
Yeah,
still is. She was
yeah,
putting up with me today. But she had me tickled. I mean, just having a conversation with her, because I pick at her pretty good. And so we were in the lobby at the doctor's office, and we were talking about her next appointment. And and she said, "Well, it'll depend on what my daughter can do, is if she can bring me or not." And I'm like right there with her, and I said, "Mom, I've got my calendar open. I mean, what day do you need? I'm I'm available." And she goes, "Well, I'd rather Patty come." Mom.
Hey, I just want you to know when it comes time for you to go to those doctor's appointments, when you're
Yeah,
waiting,
you want to be available?
I want you to have that same attitude. It's just whenever my daughter can bring me, I'll be available, and I'll have this. Hey, Dad, I'm free. I'm so free.
And
But
you'll probably do exactly what I do with her. I tell her, well, it's only because you don't love me. You don't love Patty. You love Patty more.
oh no, I know you love me. Yeah, and I know you love Fred a ton, but I would prefer that you wait on her.
That's funny. Well, it's a hearing doctor today. It was a miracle because they cleaned out her hearing aid. She thought she was going deaf in her right ear, and they cleaned out her hearing aid. And lo and behold, it was just that hearing aid needed to be cleaned.
Yeah,
She was a different person on the way home.
that's good.
Not worried
That's good
about
stuff.
her hearing. Yeah. So, more news of the day.
Banana,
Read an
banana taped
article.
to the wall. We didn't finish.
Yeah.
We just talked about the Tron stuff.
Tron, yeah.
How like that mind-boggling to me. The guy paid $6 million or whatever it was for a banana taped to a wall.
And ate it.
Ate it, yeah, but the like,
Very publicly ate it. I mean,
yeah,
like,
I mean
went
that's
to
ridiculous.
the.
I mean, it's ridiculous. I hope the banana tasted good. Best $6 million banana he's ever eaten. Um, but to find
I
out
bet
that
the
he like,
monkeys would have come in out of the cold for it.
they wouldn't have. Um, to find out that he like purchased the rights to tape a banana to the wall as an art form. Like, I couldn't go into my living room and tape a banana to the wall. That's not that can't be copyrighted. There's no way that
Well,
that it would be illegal to tape a banana to the wall.
you can do it. You just can't call it art.
But
You can call it fruit taped to the wall.
it's that would be like telling somebody that you can't paint a woman on a canvas, and then when you get done, it's like, hey, that kind of looks like the Mona Lisa. Like, I'm okay. I'm sorry. I painted my great aunt Susie, and she just happens to have the same resemblance.
But maybe the banana on the wall is just so absurd that if you did that, you would automatically that there is. Yeah, there's no way you
I'm
could confuse
okay.
that with
I'm
anything else.
taping the banana sideways.
Hmm.
$6 million.
Hey, Tron guy, I've got a whole bunch of bananas right here.
Yeah,
Here we go.
upside down banana, diagonal banana.
and and I'll let you have them for $100 a piece.
Yeah, 45-degree banana. Banana
Yeah,
lightly peeled.
I got a whole roll of duct tape. Here we go.
Dude,
What you give me?
3 bananas spaced apart exactly 6 inches. Like,
Yeah, that's that's a lot.
he he purchased the rights along with the banana. That seems ridiculous to me. Because that's dumb. The original artwork is what you purchase. And I can understand, like, if somebody was trying to dupe the original artwork, but that's not a painting. Like, that's not a sculpture.
Yeah,
That's
because
not
it's my
a.
understanding that the original, the guy originally did it the first time in like 2019.
It's not even he didn't even buy the original. Could you imagine eating the banana from 2019?
I cannot.
Yeah,
I bet the monkeys wouldn't come out of the cold for that one.
no. But there's some kid right now that's eating baby food that was a banana in 2019.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Probably so. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to segue to the next article.
And you don't have to worry about it. Just do it.
So the next thing that I wanted to talk about was the guy that donated or gave over 1,000 mice to the local animal shelter.
They
And
would
now
come
they're
out of the
overrun with
cold for a
mice.
2019 banana.
No, ain't no doubt.
There's your
Ain't no
segue.
doubt. So originally he called this facility or this animal shelter, and he asked them did they take mice, and then you take 150 mice, and of course we'll take 150. But what he failed to mention is 150 containers of mice, and it's wound up being that first load was over 450 mice. And then because he said, "Well, I'll just kill them," they said, "No, you can't just kill them. You got to bring them to us." So they wound up with over 1,000 mice, and of course they won't. They also have a pretty good population of snakes, and they won't feed them to the snakes because that wouldn't be ethical for them to do that. So what do you do with 1,000 mice?
Yeah. What state did you say that was in?
New Hampshire.
You burn New Hampshire to the ground. I don't know. Like, I don't. That's too many mice. And
just burn it.
They make contraptions to handle that problem. It's not containers.
Yeah,
and you don't call the animal shelter. You call animal control. Like,
yeah, or cooks.
Yeah, well, I don't know that Cooks handles rodents the same way that they do like bugs. But there's probably a dude in New Hampshire or like that named Skeeter, and he's got a pellet gun. You call Skeeter
somewhere. You get in the country far enough, and there's a Skeeter somewhere.
Yeah,
it's got a pellet gun or a 22 with rat shot. Yeah, that's not an Alabama problem. I guarantee you.
There's nobody in Alabama that suffers from 1,000 mice.
No,
and if they do, they don't suffer for long. Yeah, hey Skeeter.
Yeah,
I know a guy that could take care of that for me.
Yeah, call him in. In. So again, one of those things that it's
cut
stupid.
Through your neighbor's front yard. Never saw mice on the way to the 7-Eleven. The dude at the 7-Eleven did not have a mice problem.
Not one time.
No.
Not that I'm aware of. No, but we weren't looking for mice. We were looking for Hubba Bubba and Big League Chew.
Yeah.
Just to make Mama mad. Mama would get so mad. We'd come in with a pocket full of Big League Chew.
Why were you putting it in your pocket? It came in a pouch.
That's what you. Yeah, you put it
it out of the pouch and put it in your pocket.
No, you put the pouch in your pocket. No, I don't know that it ever wound up like that. Just it stayed in the pouch or in your mouth, and then you spit it out. Wound up on somebody's shoe.
Yeah. Big League Chew on your shoe.
Big League Chew on your shoe. So another article, thinking about criminal enterprises.
Mm.
So if you could choose a criminal enterprise that you would be involved in a million years, would you?
Wait, I want to answer this question first. Ask me what criminal enterprise that I would want to be involved in.
What criminal enterprise, if you were going to, have a criminal enterprise, what would it be based around?
I would want to steal the aglets off of people's shoes when they weren't looking. Like just the criminal enterprise of inconveniencing people slightly.
So, just so that I'm clear on what an aglet is, that's
it's a little plastic bit on the very end of your shoe.
On the tip of the shoestring.
Yeah.
I'm beyond impressed that you know what the tips of shoestrings are called.
Yeah. There you go.
And all this time I thought aglets were just little ags.
No, that wasn't. Yeah. They're the tip of the plastic pieces on your shoelace. But without it, your shoe unravels. And then they've got to get the tape out, and they've got to tape up the shoelace, and they've got to get the lighter out, and they've got to burn the I mean, it just would be such an inconvenience.
So would you believe that a criminal enterprise I didn't think so, in Latvia was busted just this week that Procter and Gamble, the parent company of the soap brand Ariel, um, that is popular in Europe. It's both a detergent. I mean, it's both a powdered soap and a liquid soap
And
called
a Disney
Ariel.
princess.
Yeah, and somebody was counterfeiting that soap and selling it as Ariel soap when it was actually counterfeit.
Hey,
And Procter and Gamble says that it $750,000 worth over a 5 year period was counterfeited, and it cost them, $750,000 in um, copyright infringement. I guess would be the way to describe what happened.
I don't want to get super political, but a lot of people aren't going to see The Little Mermaid because they think the person who's playing Ariel is a counterfeit.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, only in Latvia.
Yeah. Well, in America too. She's not a natural
So
redhead.
my question is, how do you discover that that's taking place? I mean, do we have or in Latvia do they have soap police?
No, it's just they smell slightly less weird.
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah.
And then finally, in the news of the absurd,
Well, hey, but that the story. What about the guy at Macy's? The Macy's had to fire an employee for like over the course of I don't know however long it was, but Macy's recently fired an employee for embezzling a ton of money. Um, Take out whatever device you're looking at and Google whoever Macy's had to fire.
what was it about? I mean, what
They
was
had an
the
employee embezzle like it was either a couple $100,000 or a couple $1 million over the course of several years, and they just now found out about it. And that's one of the largest department stores in America. And they found a criminal enterprise ring about soap faster than Macy's found out about several $100 million or however much it was. So,
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
yeah,
that's great. That's great investigative work.
slightly less weird smell.
Slightly less weird smell. I mean, or were they buying the Ariel soap or the knockoff Ariel soap, and they were complaining because their clothes just didn't quite get as clean as
I
other
don't
Ariel
know.
soap?
Yeah, I'm gonna find this Macy's thing.
Okay.
You keep talking. No dead Tom.
Well, while you do that, yeah, while you do that, I was thinking of other stupid criminals, and the California bear story comes to mind. So there were a couple of guys that were vandalizing cars in a bear costume, and come to find out, the owners of the cars were paying these guys to vandalize or total their cars while dressed in bear outfits so that they could collect the insurance money. And how they discovered it was the original investigator said, "Hey, that looks more like something a person would do than what a bear would do." Another investigator got involved. Another insurance. Now these were insurance. These weren't police investigators. These were insurance investigators. So they get a couple of them get talking to a couple of different companies. Winds up there's four of them involved in this, and they get to comparing the video that one of the owners shared, and they realize that this is a person in a bear costume because they see his tennis shoes hanging out of the back bottom of his bear outfit, and bears don't wear tennis shoes, so they wind up. But it was kind of odd because the bears were only attacking like these high-end luxury cars, like Bentleys, Rolls Royces, and the top of the line Mercedes. So it'd be $100,000 or so a pop, in damages done to these cars that the owners were collecting insurance on. Um, and it was wound up being, and that's not to take anything away from people that are actually, have their garbage gone through by bears in California. It's a pretty frequent occurrence, but um, I just thought that was incredibly stupid. That number one, that they vandalized these cars in a bear outfit, and number two, they were dumb enough to wear tennis shoes while they did it.
I mean,
and then
you
send
know,
a video of
because you
the
have the perfect thing if you just go barefoot.
Yeah, you're right. Barefoot would be
Yeah, the police would have never caught him if
never caught him if you're barefoot.
barefoot.
Did you find the story?
Yeah, it's right there. I put it in the chat.
I don't know how to look at it.
Says Macy's fired an employee who was accused of hiding more than $130 million in delivery expenses.
How much?
$130 million.
And how was he? What was he disguised as? I mean, it's like delivery expenses.
Delivery expenses.
Someone's
$130
probably
million
back.
just vanishes from your like expected like bring in over the course of several years, I guess. And
And $750,000 sets Procter and Gamble in total
yeah, oh,
fall. Looking for the
somebody.
criminal.
There's a criminal enterprise that
Yeah,
is stealing our soap.
that is
Yeah,
that
counterfeiting our
is
soap.
counterfeiting our soap.
One man is doing $130 million worth of delivery expenses.
Well, probably why I got away with it was because he was working alone.
Yeah, maybe.
Or he found found that area where Macy's didn't check.
Yeah, I don't know how to get away with stuff like that. Because
Yeah, me neither.
$130 million, I wouldn't tell anybody, but there would be signs.
There would be some signs.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just talking. An extra $100,000 comes to my house, and you're probably going to know.
yeah.
People around me, people close to me, are going to say something's different about him. He's
Has he always had gold teeth?
yeah, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Something's going to be different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And finally, I have a question for you. What are the four shapes of McDonald's McNuggets?
Okay, so there's the round, there's the ball shape.
Is it a ball?
Yeah. Um,
I watched a whole YouTube video on this. It was fascinating to me. Just everything about from. So originally McNuggets were supposed to be onion nuggets. And for some reason they didn't take off like McDonald's thought they were in 1979 going to take off. And then the CEO
like
said, "Hey,
onion
instead of
onion
doing
nuggets
onions,
is in
let's
like
try chicken."
instead of like onion rings.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, just exactly like that.
Yeah. We do the French fries. We want a secondary side option.
Yeah.
Let's try
Hey, how about
onion nugs.
Yeah.
Could you imagine like
Delicious.
they talk about like chicken nuggets with the with the gang, and it's like let's try onion nugs with the gang. No, it just doesn't hit the same. So we got the one that's round. It's shaped like a ball.
Ball,
There's the one that looks like a shoe. The boot.
boot. So there's a
Um,
ball and a boot. There's two more. I'll give you a clue. They all start with B. And I've eaten a nugget or two over the course of my life, and never in a million years would I think that the shape is what they say it is.
okay.
I just
Is one a bell?
ding 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 ding. Yeah.
There's a bell,
So you got a bell,
a
a
boot,
bell,
a
you got a
ball.
bell, a ball, and a boot. Bell, ball, boot.
Okay, there's a star at like Burger King maybe, and a crown. But we're not talking about Burger King.
No, no.
Um,
Unless, of course, you go to that one Burger King that sells McNuggets.
yeah, that way, yeah. in Kazakhstan.
Yeah, in Latvia, where they
It
are fed
smells slightly
McNuggets.
weird.
Yeah, doesn't quite
The
clean
original,
like
they
the
sell the original
others.
McNuggets, McOnions.
Mmm.
Um, I yeah, uh, berry. There's one shaped like a berry.
Nope, not shaped like a berry. So I'll give you another clue. On Tuesdays, I would typically wear one when I was the principal at Chapman.
Oh, I can't say that on
Not
the
a
podcast.
McNugget.
That's inappropriate.
Yeah, it depends. Doesn't start with B. I can hear
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Um,
And it would be blank Tuesday.
it's a bow
Starts
tie.
with a B.
Yeah,
It's a what?
bow tie.
Bow tie. In a million years, I mean, I've eaten McNuggets
You've eaten a
nearly
ton of
all of
Mc.
my life. Now they,
I know for a fact that you can put away
yeah,
40 McNuggets in one sitting.
or,
You're the
yeah,
reason why they
probably
sell 40 McNuggets as a like you pressured
as an
McDonald's
option.
into the 40 McNugget sale.
Yeah, so it's a ball, a bow tie, a boot, and a bail. And I never would have thought. I mean, I'd have gotten the boot and the ball like you, or the circle, but I would have never in a million years. I've looked at them all my life, and I never thought they were a bow tie, but that's what they say they are: bow tie, and then the bail. I can see the bail maybe, but the bow tie I'm struggling with.
Yeah.
To me, they all taste the same, but
Same amount of horse in all of them.
same amount of what
Horse.
horse. I thought it was puppy. That's only in Korea, huh? Or in Springfield, Ohio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
All right. So then finally, last topic for tonight is the Guinness Book of World Records was broken this week
The
when
whole book of
the
records.
the book the record on the oldest couple to ever get married. He's 100, she was 102.
Jeez.
Uh, they met at a costume party at their old folks' home in Philadelphia.
Yeah. They dressed up as death.
Yeah. So I told you the age.
But guess how old they were?
Guess how old they were. I should have
Oh, let
told
me
you how old they
guess.
were. So the previous record was there was a 97-year-old and a 96-year-old, but they broke it by a full 3 years. The youngest of these two was 100. He credits his youth and or his staying young or longevity to staying up to date on current events like the monkeys escaping from the South Carolina research facility, and world events and things in the news. What do you think she credits her longevity to?
Dr. Pepper.
Equally as grotesque, um, buttermilk.
Buttermilk.
Buttermilk. She swears by
Okay.
it. And
Um, and that's not a euphemism for anything. She's just straight buttermilk.
nope, just straight buttermilk.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
They asked what they were going to do on their honeymoon, or where they were going to go for their honeymoon,
To the
and they
shuffleboard
said the
courts.
dining. They said the dining hall.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you've seen one dining room hall, you've seen them all, baby.
So each of them, I thought it was kind of fascinating. They interviewed their kids, and each of them, well, one of them has outlived all their children. The other one, I mean, and they interviewed the grandkids. Grandkids are in their 50s. Um, the youngest one was in their 50s. The oldest grandkid was like mid 60s. Um, the Both of them had been married 60 years to their first spouse.
Hmm. That's precious.
Precious, just precious.
Yeah.
So, if they live to be, another 60 years together, good on them. I did see where the oldest living man, passed away this week too. He was 112 in England. Um, it's sad. I just thought I'd throw that in. Not
How
anything.
can you say something sad and then chuckle?
Well, it just is one of those things where,
Ah,
hey,
that's really sad.
yeah, okay, I feel bad.
Yeah, no, it's okay. You don't have to. Um, it is, 112 is a good life, I guess. I'm sure the last
It
20
was,
years were rough.
yeah, I don't know about, but just think what all if you live to be 112. I mean, if he lived to be 112, you think about
If he
the
lived to be
things that.
112.
Well, okay, but just think if he was actually coherent for all of that and was paying attention to the world around him.
Yeah,
Think
Jimmy
about all
Carter.
the things that he's. There you go.
Jimmy Carter was
Uh,
coherent for everything but his presidency. Notoriously incoherent for his presidency, but coherent for everything else.
so at any rate, just think about all the things that he saw invented. So let's
He was out there with you when
19
they invented Pong.
when they invented what?
Pong.
Atari,
He saw Pong, sliced bread, Betty White.
rotary dial phone, then push button phone, and then FaceTime phone.
None of those things are nearly as cool as Pong, sliced bread, and Betty White.
Yeah, so he was alive for all of Betty White's life.
Yeah, Betty White was older than sliced bread. The
Yeah.
fun fact for you. She was literally the coolest thing before sliced bread.
Hmm. Well, like always, I've enjoyed talking
Well,
to
we're
you
not
the
done
last.
yet. You can't just be done yet. We've got some more stuff to talk about. Um, I don't have an agenda, but we gotta. You've brought all the stuff from the AP to your like list of things to talk about. Um, so I've been pondering some things, just some life. So I think um, maybe some dad advice
Okay,
just
here we
as we
go.
go. And then as you give dad advice, I'm going to consistently interrupt, and that'll be how that goes.
Okay.
So you just give you.
So why would today be any different?
Yeah, it's not. It's not. I just want.
Yeah.
I just want to. I want you to give me your best piece of dad advice for today. Like most genuine that you think of piece of dad advice. And then at some point in your dad advice, just be fully prepared for me to interrupt you.
Well, I need to know what I'm giving advice about.
Just
So,
life in general. Dad advice about life.
dad advice about life. Well, always have fun. Uh, don't take yourself too seriously. I'd like to see you take yourself a little more seriously, but don't take yourself too seriously. Um, Keep Christ the center of your focus. Um, I don't know. Brush your teeth 3 times a day. I don't know what you're looking for. Typically speaking, good dad advice is directed at a problem. So, what's your problem?
Well, right now it's not. You're not giving me any good dad advice.
Get rid of all those hats.
No, that's No,
Why do you have 200 hats hanging on the wall?
because in a box they wouldn't look as good.
Yeah, you can't see them all in a box.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. So, serious.
So
The segment just dad advice about life, like just a genuine piece of good advice. And at some point in that advice, I'm going to interrupt you. Be prepared.
well, see, you've caught me off guard. I don't know that I can just.
Well, a good father is always ready to give advice.
Well, son, it's like this. Uh, work hard. Pay your bills on time. Uh, don't forget to do the things that do the right thing the right way every time. Are you going to interrupt at any
No, I
point?
did no intention to interrupt you at all.
I was waiting for that interruption.
Yeah, I figured it'd be more fun for you to just like see how long you could ramble on something.
You ain't got good sense.
Yeah,
I know
I earned
somebody
it
that's like you.
through genetics.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hey, I appreciate just getting the opportunity to hang out. It's been a lot of fun. Um, I think that that this kind of thing is a lot of fun. Um, Mainly because it's an opportunity to get to goof off and talk nonsense. Um, the the whole adventure of whatever we're gonna do through this kind of stuff for me is a is just it's fun. We're gonna talk about stuff. Um, Whatever
For me,
piques.
it's learning.
Yeah, I mean, well, you care about that. Um, so
Yeah.
that's the stuff that matters. Every day you can, growing up in the household that I had the privilege to grow up in, it was constantly a emphasized that
So
every
it'll
day
be
you
a
should
time
try
for
to
me to interrupt you.
every day you should try to learn something. Um, but uh, when we go through uh, opportunities to sit down and share um, just bits and pieces of things that fascinate like you, I find it I find
You
it
find it
fun to
amazing.
just sit down and like, dude. I mean, all of the things today tickled you before we got started, and that was a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
I'm t- so this afternoon when I was looking at some of this, I just I bet I read that article about the Latvia soap thing. The soap ring. I bet I read it 3 times. It was like, how stupid. And here's on multiple levels. So an investigator had to investigate. They've had to arrest, uh, figure out how much compensation Procter and Gamble would be due, or Johnson and Johnson, whoever owns that. So I want to say it's Procter and Gamble. Um, and then the manpower required to to bust this criminal enterprise that was faking soap.
Yeah, that's
Just
hilarious to me. But I had like I'll rest easy tonight knowing that I don't care about the soap ring in Latvia. Um, but it
and I
brings me great
and
joy.
I hope you do.
It brings me great joy to know that you care a lot um, about like stuff.
Missing monkeys.
Yeah, the missing monkeys were hilarious. Um,
I'm
the
still curious about the monkeys. I've got questions. I've still got questions. I want to know: did the dude that let the monkeys out, or dudette, if it was a woman, I don't know. I don't know that the employee was. And this is not the first time. Like they let 13 or 14 monkeys out, 5 or 6 years ago, and of course they got them all back within a day.
well,
These
imagine
have
if
been
they
out
had
for
done
a
it in New
month.
Hampshire. The predicament that they would
Yeah.
be in.
Well, that's just that New Hampshire stuff. That 1,000 mile. that's just stupid. I
Yeah.
mean, call cooks or fire up the oven. Let's have a better than that. Let's export them to Springfield, Ohio, to where all they're eating the animals. Where they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. You remember from the Trump campaign?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think you lost me there for a minute. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, have a little rat soup.
rat soup.
Yeah,
Rat soup's better than
because
rat poop everywhere.
yeah, that I imagine. I don't have any idea.
Yeah. Um, but no, tonight was a lot of fun. Um, can't wait to do it again soon sometime.
Yeah, I can't believe we talked about nothing for 50 minutes.
I can. It's every time we talk. We talk about nothing.
Well, all right.
Dad, I love you.
I'm gonna get it. Love you too, and I um, I said it first,
What? You said what first?
huh?
You said what first?
Yeah, I said what you doing?
Huh?
I said what are you doing?
Huh?
I said what are you doing?
Oh, bye.
And I knew you were gonna say nothing much.
Oh, yeah.
Bye. Love you.
Love you too.